Who do you think is the #1 grossing male actor of all time? When we tell you it ain't Tom Cruise. What's up, movie buffs and future millionaires? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're not just talking about great acting. We're talking about pure, unadulterated cash. Ever wondered who the real MVPs of Hollywood's box office are? The guys who drop a movie and the money practically starts raining down? Well, get your wallets ready because we've got the definitive list. The top 10 highest grossing Hollywood male actors from 1980 to today. All right, kicking off our list at number 10, it's the dude who can do no wrong. The one and only Tom Hanks. Now, this guy isn't known for throwing punches or wearing a cape, but he's a total box office beast. He's the actor your mom loves, your grandma loves, and let's be real, you love him too. With a total worldwide gross of over $9.9 billion across a career of over 80 films, Tom proves that being the good guy pays off big time. He made us cry over a FedEx package and a volleyball. That's not just acting, that's sorcery. Who else could do that? Let's check out his top 3 earners. First, we've got Toy Story 3, which brought in over $1.07 billion worldwide. Then, because we're apparently obsessed with toys, Toy Story 4 came along and also made over $1.07 billion. And rounding out the top 3 is the Da Vinci Code, which pulled in a cool $760 million. He took a book everyone was talking about and turned it into a massive hit. Unleashing the whip and the witty comebacks at number 9, it's the original scoundrel and adventurer, Harrison Ford. This is the guy who basically invented the modern action hero. You can't tell me he hasn't been a part of your childhood at least once. Harrison has made over $10 billion worldwide across over 50 movies since 1980. His career is a living legend, and he's been at the top of the game for what feels like a millennium. He's the guy who just gives a look and you know you're in trouble. Let's crack the whip on his top 3 movies. At number 1, it's the cinematic event that brought him back, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which earned over $2.07 billion. Then, we have the return of his other legendary character in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which raked in over $790.7 million. And rounding out the top 3 from his career is the epic finale, Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, with an impressive unadjusted total of over $475 million. He's a timeless star who just keeps on going. Next up at number 8, hailing from Asgard and Australia, it's the God of Thunder himself, Chris Hemsworth. This guy's entire career is basically a lesson in how to turn a hammer into a hammer that makes $1 billion. He's a total Mjolnir magnet. Chris has a worldwide box office gross of over $10.5 billion across over 30 films. He's a true force of nature, and most of that fortune can be traced back to his time as a certain hammer-wielding hero. We're pretty sure Marvel just handed him a checkbook and said, "Go nuts, man!" His top 3 movies are basically a family reunion for the biggest franchise in the world. First, and no surprise here, we've got Avengers Endgame with its ridiculous $2.8 billion. Then we have Avengers Infinity War, which was no slouch at over $2.05 billion. And number 3 is a fan favorite, Thor Ragnarok, which was a huge hit at over $854 million. See, you give him a cape and some witty banter, and the money just rolls in. He's so much more than just a guy with a great haircut. At number 7, he's the guy who's so wholesome, he could probably stop a bank robbery just by politely asking the robbers to stop. It's America's ass, America's hero. Captain America himself, Chris Evans. This guy single-handedly made sincerity and a Star-Spangled Shield cool again. Chris's filmography has brought in a worldwide gross of over $10.7 billion across over 50 films. Sure, he did some other stuff like The Human Torch and some indie flicks, but let's be real. His bank account is basically stamped with a big A for Avengers. His top 3 movies are probably playing on a loop in your living room right now. At the top, we have Avengers Endgame at over $2.8 billion, followed by Avengers Infinity War at over $2.05 billion. And then the original superhero team-up that changed everything, The Avengers, with its mind-boggling $1.52 billion. He's not just a box office star, he's the moral compass of the most profitable franchise ever. Coming in at number 6, it's the guy who basically went from a lovable goofball on TV to a full-blown Hollywood hero, Chris Pratt. This guy just has a knack for finding the biggest franchises on the planet and planting his flag right in the middle of them. Chris has a total worldwide gross of over $11 billion across over 40 movies. He's got that undeniable charm and a killer sense of humor that makes him a true box office magnet. He's the guy you want to go on an adventure with, or at least hang out with at a barbecue. Let's check out his top 3. First up, the movie that became a cultural phenomenon, Avengers Endgame, bringing in that massive $2.80 billion. Next, the one that set up the finale, Avengers Infinity War, with over $2.05 billion. And then the first movie that really cemented him as a leading man, Jurassic World, which stomped its way to over $1.67 billion worldwide. Alright, the moment of truth is almost here. At number 5, he's the guy who runs faster than anyone you've ever seen, does his own insane stunts, and never seems to age. It's the one and only Tom Cruise. This guy is the definition of a movie star. He's a one-man studio. Tom Cruise has a worldwide box office of over $12 billion across over 40 movies. And here's the most insane part. He's not attached to a single superhero universe. He does it all on his own. He's basically the last of a dying breed, the superstar who can sell a movie just with his name. His top 3 movies show his absolute power. At number 1, we've got the insane, record-breaking hit Top Gun Maverick, which soared to an incredible $1.49 billion. Then, proving his staying power, we have Mission Impossible Fallout, which was a huge hit at over $792 million. And rounding it out is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, which was a massive success at over $695 million. The man is a total daredevil, and we are all willing to pay to watch him risk his life. Hold on to your steering wheels because skidding into the number 4 spot, it's the bald-headed baritone voice boss of the box office, Vin Diesel. This guy's entire career is built on 2 things, family and going really, really fast. Vin has a worldwide box office gross of over $12 billion across over 60 movies. He's a total beast, and he's basically kept the Fast and Furious franchise alive for over 2 decades. It went from street racing to space travel, and we ate it up every single time. His top 3 movies are what you'd expect from the guy who lives life a quarter mile at a time. Coming in hot, we've got Avengers Endgame at over $2.80 billion, where he voices Groot. Then his other biggest Marvel role, Avengers Infinity War, at over $2.05 billion. And his biggest starring role hit, Furious 7, which pulled in an incredible over $1.52 billion worldwide. That's a testament to the power of family. And fast cars, of course. You know who it is. He's the genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, and now a multi-billion-dollar earner. At number 3, it's the one and only Robert Downey Jr. This guy didn't just play a superhero, he created the entire modern superhero movie landscape. Robert Downey Jr.'s worldwide box office gross is over $14.3 billion across over 80 films, but let's be real, it's mostly thanks to one particular character. He took a B-list comic book hero and made him the most beloved character in cinematic history. He's basically the godfather of the MCU. His top 3 movies are a no-brainer. The number 1 and 2 spots belong to Avengers Endgame at over $2.8 billion and Avengers Infinity War at over $2.05 billion. And for number 3, we go back to the original team-up that blew our minds, the Avengers, with its massive $1.52 billion gross. He's not just Iron Man, he's the foundation upon which billions of dollars were built. Alright, put your protein shakes down for a second because coming in at number 2, we have the human personification of a blockbuster. It's the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This guy's entire career is basically just one giant hit movie after another. He's not just a star, he's a cinematic event. With a total worldwide box office gross of over $14.9 billion, The Rock has proven he's got the golden touch, and we're talking about over 50 films since his career really took off. The man has enough charisma to fill a stadium and enough muscle to lift a car. Which he probably has in a movie. Or in real life, we don't know! Let's flex on his top 3 movies. At number 3, we have Jumanji: The Next Level, which grossed over $801.7 million. Then its predecessor, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, completely blew up with over $962.1 million. And his third highest grossing is the action-packed spin-off Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, which roared to over $760.7 million. He basically took 2 beloved franchises and made them even bigger. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the top of the mountain, the one true box office king, the man who's been in so many movies, it's a wonder he finds time to sleep. It's the legend himself, Samuel L. Jackson. This man is in everything. Samuel L. Jackson has a total worldwide box office gross of over $27.7 billion. Let me say that again. $27.7 billion. That's an astronomical, mind-boggling, insane amount of money. And he's done it over a career of over 150 films since 1980. He's been in everything from Jurassic Park to Star Wars to the entire MCU. He's the connective tissue of Hollywood. His top 3 movies are just ridiculous. We have Avengers Endgame at $2.8 billion, Avengers Infinity War at $2.05 billion, and then a little movie you may have heard of, Star Wars The Force Awakens, at over $2.07 billion. This guy doesn't just star in blockbusters, he makes them. He's the ultimate secret weapon. You put Sam Jackson in your movie, and it's basically an instant hit. Wow, what a roller coaster ride through the realms of box office brilliance. These are the guys who consistently brought the crowds flooding into theaters worldwide, proving that a great story can truly move mountains of money. So what do you think of our list? Were there any surprises? Who did you expect to see higher up? Let us know in the comments below. I want to hear who you thought would make it to the top, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the dollars and cents of Hollywood stardom, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.